Hi, welcome to Social Perspective. Today we have two important sociological perspectives to discuss through various articles. In the first article, it is reported that Good Samaritans helping people fight COVID gloom. While some are giving free food to those in quarantine, others are supplying free oxygen. What happened is in the city of Vijayawada, there are some people like one Lakshmi Annapurna who is supplying free cooked food to help those in quarantine. She says she has undergone to quarantine in October last year and she knows how it would be to suffer from illness and cook food at the same time. Hence, she has come out of a comfort zone and is helping those in quarantine by supplying free cooked food through door to door service delivery. She is doing this through her foundation called Margam Foundation. She has founded this service organization 8 years ago, and now she has revived this organization to help those in quarantine in these distress times. Certainly, Miss Annapurna is living up to her name. Now we have another foundation called Guru Gobind Singh Foundation, which is supplying free oxygen cylinders to those in need. We are also trying to counsel people affected by the virus, and it is working wonders, says one of the member from Guru Gobind Singh Foundation. These people are coming out of their comfort zones and helping those in need in these distress situations out of philanthropy and not any other returns in expectation. Similar article we have here. Indians in Kuwait send liquid medical oxygen. INS Shardul carried the consignment. Indians living in Kuwait are helping those suffering from COVID in India by supplying oxygen from there. They are aiding such supplies. In the next picture we have again, it is reported long wait. Migrant workers and homeless persons standing in a long queue for food being served by ISKCON in Vijayawada. Here again, ISKCON is serving free food to migrant workers and homeless persons. This is again a philanthropic activity. Now, if we view these articles, these first three articles in a sociological perspective, we have a man called Karl Marx who says every social relation is premised upon economic transactions. This is the reason why Karl Marx is being criticized even today. Karl Popper termed Karl Marx as economic reductionist. He reduces social relations to narrow perspective called economic transactions. That's why Karl Marx has been economic determinist, who determines every transaction in economic terms. Now, these three examples can be quoted as criticisms to Karl Marx because Karl Marx doesn't take into account love, compassion, mutual cooperation, and philanthropy, which is widely in existence in today's society, especially out of distress situations. These three examples are right criticisms for Karl Marx's theory of historical materialism, where he says everything is material and every transaction is material to him. Moving on, if we look at next perspective, we have an article called Pandemic Hits Livelihood of Cobblers Beyond Repair. They struggle to find customers in view of curbs on movement of people. We have a man called Murugesh in Chittoor district. He is a cobbler and he is suffering to find customers in the lockdown situation due to COVID-19. He says earlier there were around 80,000 a day in city of Tirupati alone and now they were less than 2,000. Now they are totally dependent on the ration being supplied by the government. These so many other people like Murugesh have lost their livelihoods and they lost their equality of opportunity to survive. They lost their opportunity to educate the children. They lost opportunity to better health care. They lost opportunity to economic growth when compared to those salaried workers and organized workers. A similar article we have here, which says coronavirus, Gemini virus, leave chili growers red-faced in Prakasam. Prakasam and Guntur districts in the state of Andhra Pradesh are known for chili growers. Their chili is geographically indicated also, and they export their chili. Guntur market yard is Asia's biggest market yard. However, they are not able to cope this distress situation. They say there are no takers for our produce even at reduced price. Initially, the crop fetched an attractive price of 16,000 per quintal. There are no takers even at 10,000 per quintal now. Excess rain, unfavorable market add to their woes. Certainly, led to loss of equality of opportunity both in this article and in this article also the same perspective has been reported. Now, Durkheim feels this loss of equality of opportunity, this denial of opportunity leads to conflict. He opines this denial of opportunity leads to exclusion and then alienation, and ultimately conflict may occur, which is not a certainty, but there is a possibility. while criticizing Karl Marx, he says this view. Hence, this denial of opportunity must be plugged in. Opportunities must be given to them. Durkheim says these can be addressed to institutional measures. What can we do is, what we can do is, firstly, financial incentives can be given to them to address their basic needs, to buy their basic necessities, and free ration can also be given. This already government is doing as being reported. Here it said they are totally dependent on the ration being supplied by the government. Hence, free ration is being given by the government, and such measures must be enhanced in this distress situation. Next, social security net must be provided to unorganized workers. We have social security code legislated by the parliament in October 2020 last year. Sorry, in September 2020 last year. And as we have already discussed in the previous episodes, that social security code is mired with drawbacks. First drawback being provident fund, state insurance, and maternity benefits, which are hallmarks of social security code given to organized workers, are missing in this social security code given to unorganized workers. Hence, they must be brought in. The second drawback was this social security code requires unorganized workers to register themselves in the portal. Now, in a country where internet penetration is somewhere around 42%, and there is gross digital divide compared to urban and rural centers, we cannot expect every unorganized worker to register themselves in a portal to avail benefits of social security. This is again a drawback. And the third drawback being there is a lack of awareness among unorganized workers to avail these benefits in the first place. They are not class for itself. They are class in itself, but they are not class for itself, as they don't have consciousness that the other fellow unorganized worker also in the same situation as him. They don't have that organic solidarity among them. Hence they can't fight for themselves. Hence there is no awareness to come out of that situation, what must be able to get out of that distress. Hence these three drawbacks must be plugged in the social security code given out in September last year by the parliament. And another measure being institutions. Institutions must be set up to address their grievances, to develop their skill in order empowering them to take up another similar jobs where there is better market value, not sticking to one job like cobbler. And skill development is required, and technological help must be taken to identify the areas which are having more market value based on data analytics, etc. And plugging supply chain bottlenecks is necessary. Here product is being produced but it is not being supplied to the market due to restrictions. These bottlenecks must be addressed, especially in these distress situations, because these distress situations add more burden to the unorganized workers than the distress itself. Next measure is infrastructure. Rental housing complexes can be built like being built in Uttar Pradesh and many other states to those migrant unorganized workers, and market reach can be enhanced with the help of organizations and government. Next, organizational measures like unorganized working class unions can be encouraged to develop organic solidarity among them. It is because of this lack of organic solidarity, they are unable to speak out their demands. They are unable to come on one footing and let everyone hear to their voices. Hence, if unorganized working class unions are encouraged, they can speak out their voice and let everyone know what their grievances are. That way, their grievances can be better addressed and efficiently, and they can be brought to the forefront of development. That's all for today. These articles we have discussed in two sociological perspectives. That is one, Karl Marx historical materialism and his criticism, and two, Durkheim's division of labor, where forced division of labor due to denial of opportunity, and that leading to conflict, and institutional measures to address that forced division of labor and plug in the denial of equality of opportunity. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.